Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lewis here. Welcome to another Market Update Trading Tuesday video, although this one might actually be out on Monday. Today's date is May 16th. There is so much going on in the markets, and I have not made a video since my last video. Well, that's obvious, but basically a lot has happened since the last video. Firstly, I want to give a very, my condolences, and in all seriousness, to anyone who was involved in Luna, even the people who hated on me and bashed me in my now what I want to say infamous tweet. I don't know if you could say that it's infamous, but I did say that Luna was unsustainable and it sounded like EOS, when EOS basically in 2017, they had the biggest ICO fundraiser ever and raised $1 billion. And then they started buying Bitcoin with it. And as soon as Luna started, or Do Kwon started buying Bitcoin with the profits that he was making with Luna as, part of the plan, that raised so many red flags for me. And that's when I wrote this and was like, oh man, this really sounds like EOS. And so obviously, and then I shorted it, or shorted Luna. So basically, I do want to just start off by saying, even though I called it, and even though I've been poking a little bit of fun at the people who were mean to me in the comments, and like very mean to me, I do feel bad for everyone because no one deserves, well, I mean, some people might deserve to lose all their money, but it really does suck losing all their money. Personally, I lost all of my money in 2018 during the crash, during the bear market, and honestly, I moved back in with my dad. I sold everything that I had. I picked up as many jobs as I could. I was working, I was watching dogs on Rover, and I actually got bit by a dog in my face. A giant dog bit me in my face while I was trying to make money so I could stack more sats and buy more crypto during the 2018 bear market. So that really sucked. But yeah, if you lost all your money, don't worry. There are, people have bounced back from way worse. People have bounced back from nothing. So, and honestly, like I know people who lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I'm sure that, $100,000, $50,000, $100,000, whatever, $200,000, it's a lot. And relatively speaking, for every individual, whatever they have is a lot. And if it's all you had, then I think that's when it's the most, really, because when it's gone, that's one thing, but when it's all you got, that's a whole nother issue. And so I just want to really say that if you're struggling right now because of the market, trust me, things will get better. Stick in it. And go get another job, or just work your job, get money, get paid, do what you need to do, and I'm sure you'll bounce back even stronger. You can learn to trade by going to cryptoelite.com, and I teach you how to trade there. And also, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to say go do this, because I don't want it to sound like, oh, I'm just saying go do this because of any other reason. Then the fact is that when I lost all of my money in the crash in 2018, what I did was that was the time that I went and I learned how to trade. That was when I realized, oh man, I messed up. I was just gambling. I was not doing anything really with any logic or reasoning or strategy behind it. And that's when I bought the books and took the courses and really put the effort in to learn how to trade. And I joined the groups. I did everything I could. And so I do have a group and I do have a course that is available that will teach you how to trade, how to manage your risk properly. And I'll show you one of the risk management videos right now. So in the VIP, I have the VIP resources for anyone who joins the VIP. And you get this video right here. This took me over 100 hours, no cap. It took me 100 hours plus to make this video. And this video is free for anyone who joins the VIP. And it's on risk management. It's 2.5 hours long. And just look at all the comments. You know, this is perfect. I've been with Lewis since 2017. This guy literally made me rich. His mastery class changed my life. Amazing video. All the examples are extremely helpful. Well done. I wish this video came out several years ago. Great video outlining everything that a typical 4-year college degree would charge 6 figures to teach. Excellent run through as ever. This video should be mandatory for anyone thinking of funding a trading account. This is fantastic content. So basically it just like goes on and on, right? So this is something that you won't find anywhere else. You won't find this in other courses. You won't find this in other groups. You won't find this anywhere. Like this, the amount of effort that it took me to make this is insane. Like literally 100 hours plus and years of being in the markets and figuring things out. So that's just, you know, something that I recommend is that if you're, you know, if you're down a lot, realize that you didn't have to be down a lot if you used proper risk management and if you understood how to trade intelligently, which is what I teach you in this video, in the VIP, and also in the actual course at cryptoelite.com, which is obviously right there in the, if you go to the Discord group and then you click that link in the right there in the crypto mastery course. But anyway, I don't want this to be a big thing on me like saying, you know, that stuff. I'm just saying that's what I did. That is what I did when I lost all my money back in 2018, and obviously it's helped tremendously. So putting that out there. Now let's get on to the actual market, okay? Okay, cool. So we're going to start off with the CBBI as always. Right now it's at 25. It's not quite at where I want it to be for me to go all in. But if you've been following me, you would have seen that I have said on multiple occasions that I was going to go all into Bitcoin at $26,000. And what do you know? It literally hit 26K and, you know, bounced 17%. This is where it went down to 26K right over there. That's literally the low. And then it bounced up. And I've been saying that I wanted to, you know, get in at 26K for weeks, if not months now. So, you know, that's that right there. But maybe you didn't get in at 26K, most likely. So you're probably wondering, what do I do now? Well, I'm only going to be able to go over the technical charts right now and tell you what I'm doing and tell you my strategy, right? So for the crypto CBBI index, if it's 20% or lower, then I buy Bitcoin. If it's 15% or lower, then I buy everything and hold. So it's at 24 right now. So 25, excuse me. So it's not at 20 yet. But if it does go down to 20, then that's when I really buy everything. But right now, something even more important than all of this is the fact that Bitcoin is 56% or somewhere around, along that line down from the top, right? Okay, so it's 57% from the top, right? Remember when Bitcoin, well, maybe you don't remember, but Bitcoin was $20,000 in 2018, and then it fell from $20,000 down to $3,000, okay? And then, of course, it went from 3,000 all the way up to 69,000. But if we scroll back to here, if we scroll back to there, what's 57% down from the top? It's basically, okay, so it was $8,300. If you started to dollar cost average around $8,300, right? Let's say you had 20 grand and you started to dollar cost average and you put in $500 a week, or maybe even $1,000 a week for 20 weeks, right? Around 8,000, so 8,300, 7,000, and then I guess if I do on the weekly, it'll be a lot easier. But yeah, let's say 8,300, and then 8,000, and then 10,000, 10,500, 11,000, and then 8,000 again, and then 6,700, and then, 8,000. So you have an average buying price of, let's say, 8,500 after all of these weeks. That's still a phenomenal price. Yeah, it dropped. it ended up dropping, from there another 62%. That's definitely not a small number, right? But obviously it ended up basically 10xing, not really 10xing, but almost 9xing from the from this level, right? 50-60% down. So we're coming down into this entire zone is accumulation zone for me. This is all an accumulation zone for me. If you want to pinpoint it, if you want to actually try to get the absolute bottom, this is what I'll say. I'll say that back here we hit the 300 week moving average. Okay, that was the low. That was the absolute low of the market cycle right there. Okay, back here we hit the 200-day moving average. All right, so what I would do if I'm really trying to snipe the lows, and I do have cash on the side just in case this happens, is I'm going to try to get in at the 200-week moving average, okay? And maybe I'll have a little extra cash on the side for the 300 weekly moving average. And what I'll do is I'll put an order in to basically put 100% of my remaining funds into Bitcoin if Bitcoin touches the 200 weekly moving average. And as soon as it comes down and touches it, I'll put in my remaining funds. And if it touches it and then something else happens, like, I don't know, basically at that point, I will try to get as much money as possible. I bought a condo back in May, I bought one here and I bought one here. So I think I bought it here. So I put down money towards a condo, I think in right around here. And I do have the pay stubs to prove that in case you need to see proof. But basically I have money in a condo and I am trying to get as much money from that condo. I'm trying to basically sell the money that I put into the condo, or get that money as quick as I can, so that if Bitcoin does, let's say it ranges for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, slowly goes down and then comes down and does hit the 300 weekly moving average, that I could go in with those funds. Like, those are my backup funds. This is not financial advice at all, but that's literally, I would try to take out a loan. I would try to do everything I could if Bitcoin came down and crashed to the 300 weekly moving average. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's definitely possible. And, looking at the weekly MACD, it doesn't look like it's very possible. In fact, it looks like it's going to move up. The price will end up moving up because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weekly candles in a row. I switched them from green being up to green being down and red being down to red being up, as you could tell, because obviously we're in a bear market. So I want to sell on the way up, and red candles just make me psychologically think that I want to sell. It makes it way easier on me to sell on the way up when there's red candles. So that's why I switched them. But I'm considering switching them back to or maybe just putting them to two totally different colors, like two neutral colors, because honestly, this is the price of accumulation. This entire zone, anything under $30,000 per Bitcoin is an accumulation zone for me, is an accumulation price. It's underpriced for the value that Bitcoin has to the world. It is drastically overpriced. And I truly believe in my heart that within 5 years, Bitcoin will see $200,000, right? $200,000 to $250,000, right? And that 5 years is very, very conservative. I honestly think it'll be 4, maybe even less. But that's what a 10x from 20K would be 200K, right? So let's say it hit 22K, or let's just say 25K. Hit 25K and then it goes to 250K in 5 years. That's a 10x. Are you gonna 10x the money that you put into real estate in 5 years? I don't think so. Like maybe you can. I'm not an expert in real estate, but where are you gonna 10x your money in 5 years in traditional finance? You're not gonna 10x your money in the S&P 500. I doubt you're gonna 10x your money in real estate in 5 years. I doubt you're gonna 10x your money anywhere else. Cryptocurrency is still the number one place that has the highest risk to reward, that has the highest asymmetrical growth curve, that to me personally, I would want to be in on. So that's why I'm trying to invest everything I have. So that's the first thing that I want to go over. The second thing is that I've been going over this plenty times in all of my market updates. I have two accounts. I have a trading account and I have an investment account. Okay. So my trading account is where I trade in and out, in and out, in and out, right? My investment account is for my longer term holds, or it's also for like, it's not necessarily a buy and hold account, my investment account, but it's a longer term swing trade account where I simply just buy at low prices and I try to get out at high prices. And if I can't get out at the higher price that I want, then I'll just, let's say I'll buy here, and I want to get out here. And then let's say that the price does end up coming up here. I will sell in my investment account to try to rebuy lower because it's more like a long-term swing trade account, right? But let's say that the price, let's say that the price only came up to here and then it reversed and it came down, but I bought here. Well, in my investment account, I'll probably just hold it. I usually just hold it. And then I'll just buy more down here. I'll buy more as it drops. And in my trading account, I have a stop loss. So that's the difference between my investment account and my trading account. Is that my trading account, I'll probably have something like this instead of trying to have my target super high for my long-term swing trade investing account. For my trading account, I'll have more conservative targets, because if I had outlandish targets in my trading account, I would probably get stopped out consistently a lot more. So I want to lock in the profits. I want to lock in those profits more so in my trading account. So my targets for my take profits are much more much more conservative than my targets for my take profits for my investing and long-term swing trading portfolio, basically. And that's the difference between my investing account and my long-term, my trading account and my long-term investing / swing trading account. The other thing that I want to say about that is that let's say I had $100,000 in my trading account, right? And let's say I had $100,000 total. I just had 100K. Well, down here, around here, I would want more of it to be in my investment account. So I would want, say, 80% in my investment account, 20% in my trading account. As the prices continue to move up, I switch and I move from my trading account, from my investment account into my trading account. Okay? So more and more money goes into my trading account as the price moves up. And that way it allows me to put stops in and hedge in case there is a downfall, like here or like here. So, but then as the price falls, I want more money in my investment account, my long-term swing trade account, because obviously the moves become less pronounced. It becomes harder to trade, first off. And second off, you will probably make more money buying and holding and investing, or buying and long-term swing trading, thinking longer term, when the prices are so low, because this is just simply an accumulation phase. So I'm just going to try to accumulate as much as possible down here in my investment account. So maybe down here, what I'll do is I'll take 20% from my trading account and I'll start putting that into my investment account. Or every time I make a win on my trading account, I'll put it into my investment account to grow my investment account even more. and just stack more Bitcoin and stack more Sats and some more Ethereum and some other coins that I really like in this zone, basically. So over here, when prices are very low, more is in my investment account. As the prices move up, more goes into my trading account. And so it's around 80% investment, 20% trading. And then up here, it's about 20% investment, 80% trading. Okay. And then down here, it's let's say 50-50 split. Okay. And then if it comes down here, it's probably going to be 80% investment, 20% trading. Because if you just buy and hold until the next cycle, what has happened historically, and obviously history doesn't always repeat itself, but what has happened historically is that if you simply buy and hold coins during the accumulation phase, you will do better if you simply hold them until there's another big cycle compared to trying to trade them back and forth, because if you trade them, then let's just take ADA, for example. Let's say you traded ADA. Maybe you would buy it here because it's a perfect trade on the support resistance flip, right? But then you would sell it here because this was the previous resistance. So you'd probably sell here, take your profits. And then let's say that it goes up and you buy it back for another, entry right here for a support resistance flip. And then you sell it right here. Okay. Because this is the previous resistance back there. So you just made a great trade from here to here, and you made another trade from here to here. So you actually made more money trading it than you made holding it. However, let's say that you thought that the price was going to come back down here, or you simply use something like the Fibonacci, and so you wanted to get in at the, let's say you wanted to get in at the 38.2, but you put your Fibonacci here, okay? Instead of at the very, very top, you put it here. Well, at 38.2, it wasn't hit. So you never re-entered, okay? Let's say you never re-entered. And then it spikes up it just goes on an absolute tear. And there's no good entry. There's like no good entry on this entire run-up, this 300%, 250% run-up. There's no real good entry because it just went up, like up only mode, right? Maybe right here there would be a good entry, but you would miss all of this. So in this case, you would have done better off simply just buying, accumulating down here, and then simply holding and just waiting until the price kept on going up, and then siphoning some from this account, from this hold account, investment account, into your trading account, into your trading account, and then eventually, like, let's say it hit here and came back down. You would have sold it because most of it, you would have sold, let's say 80% of it, because it would have been your trading account, and you would have held 20% of it. And that's fine because you would have sold off all of your profits plus all of your initial investment plus a lot of profits. And you would have held 20% as a moon bag, and that's fine. So that is the overall strategy that I am, deploying right now. Okay, so now we could get back or actually get into the actual thing. So I already discussed the CBBI, right? Pi cycle top indicator. Obviously, it's not a top, so we don't need to talk about that. The MVRVZ score, I want it to be in the green. It has not touched the 0 line yet, so that's not telling me to go in yet. Same thing with our hodl ratio. Hasn't touched the green yet. So these two still could have a ways down to go. We could still see further downside, and I do expect further downside. I will talk about that in a minute. Bitcoin rainbow chart is in the buy zone. It is in the buy zone. This is an indicator that I use. This is very good to start accumulating in the buy zone. You accumulate in the buy zone. You go all in the fire sale zone if there's ever a fire sale. But you accumulate in the accumulate zone. You accumulate in the buy zone. And you buy everything and do everything you can possibly do to get as much money as possible in the basically fire sale zone. So that's why I'm accumulating right now. I'm buying more Bitcoin right now. I'm buying as much as possible. Then we have the crypto, or let me rephrase that. I'm buying as much as possible in my investment account, in my investment portfolio. I'm dollar cost averaging right now, or I'm in at from 25, but I'm continuing to put more in. So next up. Fear and Greed Index. 14. Pretty low. But for me, the Fear and Greed Index is under 15 is an automatic buy. And I already bought because it was 10. It was 10 when I bought that, or maybe 11 last week. And that was a good buy because it was 30,000, 29,000, 27,000. And then obviously it dipped down to 25. I didn't buy it at 25, but 26. So I just basically bought 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, not 25. And so I would still be buying. It's good to buy right now, in my opinion. Okay. That I don't need to talk about that. Negative funded rates. So good for longs. That's fine. Let's go into the market caps now. So now we can actually get into the actual market caps. Okay. So this was what I did last week on May 9th. And you know, this was the 61.8 of the entire move up. I said go in extremely heavy here, went extremely heavy here, and it popped up. It's on its way down, but I think that it's going to come down, retest the 61.8 of the entire move up, and then move up from here. And then I do think it will get rejected and then come back down to reach this again. However, I still am a believer that it's better to be long than to short right now, or better to be long than to be exposed than to not be exposed. So this is the total market cap from what I put out before. Seemed to work out really well. Now I have the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin, so everything except for Bitcoin. And the same thing, 61.8 golden fib ratio from the bottom to the top, first wave. Very good support, a very good area to go in for longs. Look at this, boom, wicked down into here and then shot up. Perfect area to go into longs. So I mentioned this. I went to KDA. I went into I went to Ethereum. Went to a few coins, and I'll share with you the coins that I'm in the next video. So stay tuned for that. And then we have we have one from April. What happened here? Oh, wow. Okay. So this is what's crazy about it. You know, this is from April, right? This was my 61.8 golden fib, very good support area to go long. This is all the way from April, right? And it played out very, like, not perfectly because this was a buy zone as well. I thought that this was a liquidity zone. I didn't buy too heavy in here. I did buy a little bit. I think Bitcoin was like 30, 32 or something right here, 33. But like still, you know, this is pretty amazing. And so those are the total market caps for crypto right there. But we could go into the, you know, actual charts, and let's see if I could see anything, you know, that stood out to me. Okay, well, first thing that stood out to me, if I take the fib from the top to the bottom, retrace 38.2 is where I thought the previous buy zone was. Now it's a resistance. So I'm going to put that in here. Okay. And I'm going to change this template to, excuse me, I'm going to change this to red because this is now a resistance, and I'll get rid of that. And I also think that this is a resistance, but this is going to be pretty tough to actually beat. So I'll be looking to take some profit. Yeah. So I'll be looking to take some profits if it bounces up here, and if it does end up coming all the way to the 61.8 right here, I will sell all of my long positions. So that's the total market cap. So let me publish that and put that out to the group. When it comes to the total market cap for altcoins, same thing. You know, we hit the 61 golden ratio, and I think we're on our way up to at least here. And, you know, maybe we'll get rejected here and fall down even more. But I think that we'll move up to at least here in the total market cap, and hopefully up to here. This is a stretch for sure, but if we do get up here, I'll definitely be selling everything right here. But yeah, these are the two levels where I want to start selling what I bought down here. And the same thing goes for the Bitcoin and Ethereum market cap. When they put those two together, you know, it all looks basically exactly the same. We came down, wicked down below the previous lows, made a swing feather pattern below it, and then now we are on our way back up. So I mean, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. You could also see if I do this on the MACD, actually I guess the MACD is a little bit lower here, so it's not a bullish divergence or anything like that. Maybe the RSI levels, I mean 1, 2, 3, yeah, so the RSI is moving up, so that's a little bullish. But yeah, I mean, this was a major support, hit it, and now I want to sell up here. When it comes to the Ethereum market cap, the Ethereum market cap itself, if you remember maybe not the last one, but I think it was 2 weeks ago, it was like right over here, price was right here, and I was like, okay, no, this is not, yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. I was super bearish 2-3 weeks ago. I was like, yeah, everything is going to crash hard, like crash super hard. And you know what's crazy? Like once this broke down, it was like I knew that alts were going to get absolutely plummeted. Like they were going to just crash like crazy, right? Because of this chart. And then the Luna thing happened and all the alts crashed like crazy. And everyone says that, you know, the crash with alts happened because of Luna, but like I saw this before Luna crashed, right? I saw this in April because it came down here below this major resistance. So it was like, of course, we're going to see a big sell off. And that's why I was like, sell everything, you know? But look at what I said. If there's some black swan event, it could come down here. Wow. So I said, if there's a black swan event, it could come down here. I said that a couple of weeks ago. And in my freaking Twitter, I said, black swan events. Let's see. Lewis Raskin, black swan event. Something drastic happens with UST and all the other stable coins except for USDT and USDC crashing in the market significantly. So I called the black swan event, and then I said, if the black swan event happens, we'll come down here. And it happened. That's some voodoo. That's like magic. Wow. I mean, even this is like impressing me right now. So that's the crypto market cap for Ethereum. I could get rid of this line now because it's not really relevant anymore. And we hit the buy zone. So now we hit the buy zone. Same thing's going down for this. And yeah, I would, this is definitely the area of concern right here, 100%. If it hits this area, I want to be getting out because this is clearly a big resistance right here. Okay, sorry. I just sort of blew my mind with the fact that I not only made a tweet saying what the black swan event actually was, but I put down exactly where it would go to, and it wicked down there. So you know what? Now the black swan event had happened, and we touched there. So now I think we move up. We got this resistance right here. And is this, the other resistance would be at the 61.8, which would be right up here, but I don't think we would get there. I think we would touch, we'd get rejected off of this line first, if not the 38.2. So to be on the safe side, right here would be a pretty good place to start taking some profits, which is not too far up from where we are, about 14%. So that's the Ethereum market cap. Okay, so the next thing that we have to look at is the dominance levels. You can see that it did fall down to an area where I would, want to try to long some alts right around here at the 61.8. So this entire area is basically the golden ratio. However, it fell pretty darn below it. So I'm not super bullish on alts yet. Honestly, when I would be really, really bullish on alts, would be right here, if alt dominance fell so low, to me, this right here looks like a distribution phase for altcoins, and that altcoins are getting sold off. And yeah, so this actually does make me very, very worried about altcoins, and I just really don't want to hold a whole lot of altcoins in my portfolio. I really don't want to hold a whole lot of anything in my portfolio right now. I mean, I'm pretty heavy right now. I might actually be too heavily invested for my risk appetite given this chart and these conditions. So I'm invested right now because I do think there will be a pump, and I do think alts will pump and other things will pump, right? But ultimately, I think alts are going to come down. I don't know why I had that there. But this right here is really the next level that I see for altcoin dominance to come down to, is just around here. So I will say in a couple long trades here, getting out quick. And then down there, I'll say good area to, could be a good area to long, yeah. Good area to long alts. Again. So if this comes back up here, or I guess on the daily, it'll be easier. Yeah, on the daily, look at what happened with the altcoin dominance level. Like same thing in March. Well, in March and April, it fell below, but it bounced. Like it literally just bounced all the way up. But we had this support back here and all of this support back here, right? So yeah, like I guess I could understand why it bounced, but now this broke down so far down, closed, and then broke down even below it, you know. So now it's sort of fighting against it, and that makes me more bearish than bullish for sure. Long, like macro, I'm pretty macro bearish right now. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't want to be overly allocated in alts, and I would want to sell on the way up on any big bounces. And when it comes to Bitcoin dominance, yeah, so this is where you would want it. This is where I wanted to get back into alts, and for the longest time, so back in March, worked out great, but now we've broken above that. And usually when you break above it, this is pretty much the midline. So pretty much it's been in a range. And when it comes down here, we have a huge market-wide sell-off, and the whole market crashes. That's what happened in May. And this is what happened in September. And then again, it like continued to, November really was... November was another sell-off. Hold on a second. Let me go back to the 100. November was the real sell. Well, actually, no. For altcoins, it was March that March 2021. Where's that? All the way back here. Jesus. January, February, March, April, May. May 2021. Sorry, May 2021. This correlates with the market, with the price of altcoins, the altcoin dominance, and altcoin dominance crashed right from January, March, from May, April, January, March, April, May, June, and July. That's when alts crashed. May, June, July, alts crashed. Then alts bounced back, or the crypto market bounced back, and Bitcoin went to 69,000, made its double top, all the way up until November. So all the way up until right around here. So looking at this is really weird. This is not giving the best picture, because we know that over here, the entire market crashed, right? Summer 2021, we had a huge market crash. Then we know from basically July to November, we were moving up for the most part. However, this one only moved up till September, and then altcoins started crashing again September and October. I guess some of them, some alts, waves, a lot of Ponzi's, Luna, like all of them, a lot of them went up, and then ended up crashing super hard, like right now. So this is a little trickier. However, I'm going to stick with the fact that it's basically in a range. This is pretty much the midline. Once we fall below the midline, it's more likely that we're going to fall down. And when we're above it, and we come back down to hit it, it's more likely we're going to bounce back up. And then once we're up here, it's more likely that we're going to retrace back down. So, and then once we're down here, it's a good area to long alts, because we're probably going to move back up. So that's what I'm sticking with for sure. I'm risk off for sure, 100% risk off until, up here or down here. So let's look at the dollar. So this is exactly what I said. what was going to happen. We did not reject from this area. The dollar is continuing to look strong. So crypto is most likely going to continue to look weak because as the dollar looks strong, crypto goes down. Typically, that's the way it works. Another thing that I'm going to add is actually the NASDAQ. You could obviously tell that it's terrible right now, but it's coming into the 200 exponential weekly average, which is good. And the 61.8 is right over there. So if it hits here, this is going to be an indicator for me where I would want to actually long some crypto. Okay, so I put a couple more things on the chart and I turned it into the 4 hour. Look at how terrible this looks. So bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here. And basically when the NASDAQ reaches, get out of here, reaches this zone, I want to be long in crypto. I'm not really into stocks too much, but I will want to long crypto because it's of the correlation, right? And then, of course, if the NASDAQ reaches this level down here, this is the $8,000 mark. This is the institutional buy zone. So I would pretty much want to buy everything. Or maybe I would buy stocks and then transfer it over to crypto. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure if NASDAQ comes down here and we bottom and then we start rallying up, it would probably transfer over to crypto eventually. So I'd probably want to just stick with crypto because the gains are usually bigger. So I'm just going to say, you know, institutional buy zone, buy everything here, you know. Okay. So that's a new thing that I'm adding for the NASDAQ. Okay, so now that we got that, let's go on to Bitcoin, the longer term Bitcoin chart. Okay, so obviously this was something that I was doing right here. Maybe it was the monthly. Check. Could have been the monthly. It's probably the weekly though. Trying to figure out why I use this line. I think it's because I used the weekly. So anyway, yeah, we had this line, fell below it, but immediately got wicked back up. So that's really good, but we are still below it and that's not good. So basically we're in my buy zone. However, I mean, we could essentially fall. Like look at this entire zone right here. It's nothing but blank space on the monthly. Of course, on the weekly, there are places like right there is a place, which also lines up with 19K, but we could see 19K, excuse me, right around here, or if you take the monthly, that's like a big monthly is 13,891, so pretty much like 14K. That's a huge level right there, and yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. I think the thing is, every cycle, Bitcoin goes down by like 80%. So if we click from the top to the bottom from 2017 to 2019, that was 83%, right? And then if we even go back, I'm pretty sure if we go back further, we could, 2013, we had this drop, 86%. So 86% drop in 2013. Obviously, we just saw we had that 86%? 83% drop in 2018, 2019. Excuse me, 84% drop, 2018, 2019. We even had this drop right here, 71% drop on the Corona. And now what would be the drop? What would be, let's say 70% to be safe. 70%. Oh, okay. So 70% is right at the 20K mark, 2019 to 20K. That's cool. That's some confluence right there. And the 80%, 80% is all the way down at like 13, 14K. It's possible. I'll say this. It's possible. Is it probable? I'm not too sure because honestly, like the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the stock market, the real estate, everything has been going up pretty much since like the last cycle, like 2008 was the big crash in the regular markets, traditional markets, and everything's been going up since then. It's been like 11 years, 10, 11, 12, 13 years, 14 years, something like that, of it going basically up only. And now it's like things are looking really grim for the first time in quite a while. We have this pretty big downshift. So hold on a second. What about back here? What did that look like? I mean, yeah, I guess that looked sort of bad. Did it look as bad as where we are now? No, I don't think this even looked as bad as where we are now. Like right now, we're pretty bad. It's pretty bad on the monthly. The weekly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. 7 weeks of red. So, or it will be 7 weeks if this week closes red. However, this is a pretty bullish candle, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. We're just not. It's not the same macro environment as it was before. And then even all this entire run up right here was sort of just because of stimulus checks and stuff. So if we have like a really bad market, then Bitcoin is probably going to reach 14K. However, I'm in at 25 in my investment account. In my trading account, I still have my money in my trading account. I'm still trading it back and forth. And you have to use stops in your trading account. You have to, you can't just dollar cost average in unless like, you have that specific account that you dollar cost average in. And I don't do that in my trading account. I trade. So maybe shorts might end up working. So, but honestly, I wouldn't short right now. I would short only if it pumps, only if it pumps up, and we'll see that on more clearly on this chart. So this is a chart that I have right here that has the yearly open, which was at 28,900, basically where we are right now. We're pretty much at the yearly open, and then we have the yearly close up at 46,000. So open is 29, close is 46. Then we have all of this space in between, right? So personally, I think that there's going to be a bounce right now because we hit the 200 EMA. We did bounce up to 31, and now we're back down at 2950, but 29,500. But I don't know. I'm just expecting a bounce. So what I did was take the fib from the top to the bottom. I see the 38.2 is here, the 61.8 is here. So I'm going to be selling a lot of what I own, like right here, a lot of my Bitcoin at 34,500, and then I'm going to be selling all of it at 36,950, and I'm going to be shorting it right here. I'm going to put on a short position right here, or maybe not on Bitcoin, but probably on alts. In fact, I definitely need to put those alerts in. So let me just do that real quick. Yeah. So in summary, basically, I'm in long positions right now. I do think there will be a bounce. I'm hoping that there's going to be a bounce up to 34,500, and then up to here. I'll be selling here. I'll be selling here, and then I'll be opening up a short position here. And if the coins come up here, then if Bitcoin comes up here, I'll be selling all of my investments as well. So that's in my investment account up there. As far as trades, as far as my trades, I mean, clear stop should be right here, right there, that's the stop. So if I'm in for all my trades, I will have my stop loss be, I guess right around this area. Let's look left, see if there's anything there. Well, nothing here for a very long time. Yeah, pretty much nothing there. What on the weekly? Can we make more sense? Nah, nothing's there on the weekly. So yeah, this is definitely the invalidation zone. The invalidation level is right there. So I will do this, and my trades, any trades that I'm in, all the trades I got into Bitcoin at 25, like they're going to be stopped out right here. Okay, so now we could get into Ethereum, and I do like the Ethereum chart. Okay, so I mean, this was the bottom back in summer 2021. And if, you know, we hit the bottom again down here, we wicked back up. Okay, sure. Everyone took their profits and now we're coming back down to retest it again. There's always a retest. It's never just a one-time thing, right? And so this is the zone. This is the buy zone. It's the 61.8 golden ratio plus the 200 weekly EMA. And, you know, Ethereum within here, honestly, this looks even more appetizing than Bitcoin right here, because Bitcoin has a further way down to go before it hits the 200 EMA, and the 200 EMA, there's not much support. You know, there's all the support is up here and the yearly open and close, right? But like the 200 EMA is down here. But for Ethereum, the 200 EMA sort of basically lines up with where the previous support was. So there's a lot of support for Ethereum back here. So Ethereum seems better off than Bitcoin to me in these areas. So I want to keep my Ethereum. I want to get out on a bounce, but I don't want to be selling it right now at 2,000. It just seems dumb to sell it at 2,000. So what I'm going to do instead is look for areas to actually sell it at. So let's say that was the bottom, right? Well, let's take the fib and see if I could do this. And, basically, this would be my sell zone. Right here would be a big sell zone for me for the ETH that I bought. So 23.36. That's probably where I would sell. I don't know if I would sell all of it here, but if we go down to the daily, I would absolutely sell a substantial amount here. That's for sure. I'd probably sell 60%, sell 50% of my trading ETH here, and I would definitely sell 100% of my investment ETH here. And actually, I'm going to be selling I'm going to be selling 25% here as well at the 50. So I'm going to be selling at the 32, the 50, and at the 61. So that's how I'm gonna be. That's how I'm gonna be doing it. I'd rather sell some here as well, rather than trying to wait until it comes all the way up to the 61.8, just in case like it doesn't. I'd rather be able to get out, secure my profits, do all that good stuff. So 3 sell zones for me for ETH, and then hopefully I could buy it back down here again. All right, so now we could go to ETH against Bitcoin. And I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit terrifying right now, but we still have 6 more days in the week. So I'm pretty confident that it'll pop up, because this was the zone, you know, this was the flag that we were in. This was what we were doing. And it's like, it didn't, maybe this was in a distribution phase or something, and now we're about to literally crash down. Like, that would suck, but we are at the bottom. The support level of this, you know, of this move. I don't like it because back here we just immediately jumped all the way back up. Same thing right here. Same thing right here. We immediately jumped up and then we fell back down, but then jumped back up again. And then we sort of had we had a nice candle right here. But this one we fell. Like this one fell, and then we haven't really shown any bullishness, although I don't know, the 3-day is looking a little bullish. Maybe we go down to the daily, it'll be different. The good news about this is that it is higher lows, continuing the pattern of higher lows. So that's nice. So I am in an ETH BTC trade right now, but I'll probably get out at, I'd say 92, because that seems to be like a resistance right around here. And also this is the up move before the down move. So that's 7,100, but I would say 70.92 just to make sure I get out would be pretty good. It's difficult to tell. The RSI and stochastic RSI are oversold. The MACD is not really that good, I guess. It's not really the best. No, the MACD's not really the best. It's a tough one. But if this does break, that's going to be really bad. And it sort of goes in line with the Ethereum market cap up here. I want to but I think we're going to get a little pump up. So I do think Ethereum will pump up. So that's why I'm still in my ETH BTC. And I like this one better. This is Bitcoin. This is Coinbase. So I like Coinbase's more than, I guess, Binance's. Binance's is a little... Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with Binance's. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so it's at the it's at the, it's at a support level. It's at a good support. But yeah, like right around there. This one's a difficult one. But yeah, I'd probably want to sell some of my ETH back to Bitcoin for sure, just in case ETH goes down, and then I'd probably sell for more USD, to be honest. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video because, like I said, I'm not really in the mood to be trading alts or in and out or buying too many alts right now. I guess for the sake of it, like Quant Network looks great at $40, maybe $46. But what I would do is I would just average into Bitcoin, and then if, let's say, Quant Network hits 99,100 sats against Bitcoin, then I would go into Quant. But altcoins fall 90% to 99% in bear markets. So you have to be extremely careful with altcoins because even though they're down, they could continue to fall another 99% from where they are right now. And so remember that we have had consecutive 80% or 70 to 80% falls in Bitcoin. In altcoins, 90% plus. Ethereum went from, what was that? Around 1,200, 1,400. It lost 94% of its value. Okay. So yeah, things could be a lot worse. So I'm definitely, proceeding with caution. I like how we got this big bounce. It's a 61.8, but I want to be getting out on the move up and then hopefully be getting in down here. All right, so I hope that was helpful. I'll talk to y'all later. Keep on stacking those sats. Be sure to use risk management. Once again, if you don't know how to trade or this whole thing caught you off guard, I got the course at cryptoelite.com. You could take it, learn how to actually trade, learn how to actually manage your risk, all that good stuff instead of just degen gambling. So I'm going to end it with that. Hope you guys are doing okay. If not, like I said in the beginning, don't worry. We all, everything turns around and we all end up making it. So, or maybe not all of us, but if you stick with it, you learn how to do it, and you are smart with it, then you can make it. Just remember that the only thing is that if you run out of capital, then that's it. If you have zero left, that's it. You need to go do something else, get capital back so that you could go back in the markets if that's what you choose to do. So try to stay in the game, try to have some capital, and hopefully you'll be around on the next bull market and then make a bunch of money and then diversify and be living the good life. All right. Good talking. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.